And welcome back to the High Plains Radio Network, live from the Texan Dome, as we're here with the head of the Texas Tech Red Raiders, Pat Knight. And Coach, kind of a tough last week. Last Saturday against Texas. They appeared to just kind of have a little bit of an edge. Abrams had a big game for him, and also Fabian James looked good too. But kind of give us your take on that game.
You know, they're just more talented right now. They have better players than we do, and you know that's a team we try to model ourselves after. And hopefully the next year or so we can catch up to them talent-wise. But I mean, they are good. And,
yeah, they really are.
And you know, and for us, our margin of error is real small, and we held with them pretty good in the first half, only down 6. But then first 3 possessions offensively, we missed 2 free throws, turnover. They come down, hit a 2 and a 3, and you just can't do that against a good team like that. I mean, they are very, very good.
And as you go into recruiting season, Coach, not to knock any of your guys, but, you know, where do you feel the biggest need is? You know, you're here watching David, who, of course, is coming to there next year. But as you hit the recruiting trail this season, what's really the focus for Coach Knight and Texas Tech?
Well, we covered every basis we needed this past year. We got more athletic, got a couple, 3, 6, 7 kids that are very versatile. I got to have guys that just aren't athletes or basketball players. They got to be both. That's why Texas is so good. You get them out there, they got guys that are just athletic and also can play the game.
Exactly, yeah.
So I don't need one or the other. I need both. And so I felt this past year we got 3 kids, 6, 7, they're like that. We got a really good shooter. And, you know, I really can't talk because we haven't signed.
Right.
But I think we're going to end up getting another very good guard that knows how to play and can defend. So now this summer, we really need because I have a couple of good freshman big guys right now. I'd like to find another big guy. And the way I like to play, pushing the ball up in our motion offense, you can't find enough guards. So we'll probably look to find another guard this summer.
And we are talking to Coach Pat Knight here on the McCutcheon Construction Interview, the head coach of the Texas Tech Red Raiders. And, Coach, I feel like me watching, personal opinion, you kind of just mentioned too, but how about, I mean, you watch the SBC Texans and you guys like David Tairu. You know, what's that like recruiting at the junior college level? These are obviously guys that, you know, had some scholarship offers there and they've come down to the JUCO level. But what's that like recruiting at the JUCO level? Is it challenging? Is it kind of compare that to the high school level?
I like it a lot more. You know, at the high school level, it's great dealing with high school coaches. But you got to deal with 2 sets of coaches: the high school coaches, the AAU coaches.
Yeah, right.
The junior college, you just got to deal with the junior college coach and the kid. You know, the parents really aren't involved. You know, there's really no home visits like you have in high school.
Right.
These kids really kind of make up their mind on their visits because, you know, by the time we recruit them, they're 20, 21, grown men, and they're just more mature. And for my situation, I think Texas Tech is a very good junior college situation because, you know, we are kind of out here a ways from, you know, a populated area, so we have got to go junior college to stay competitive. But we've been very fortunate that, you know, we've had probably 6 or 8 very good junior college players since we've been at Tech, and I'll continue to always be half and half. I think for us to compete, we've got to be half and half. And, like, you know, I signed 2 junior college kids this past year. We're looking at a third, hopefully spring period, and then I wouldn't be surprised if next November I sign 1 or 2 more with the high school kid, but we'll always be half and half.
Okay, I got you, Coach. And how about, take us back to when you met David Tairu and the system that you were, like you said, getting up and down the floor, motion offense. Where did you see David Tairu fitting in, and what was kind of the moment that you said he's a Big 12 basketball player?
Well, Steve Green does a very excellent job, and, of course, we have Nick Corey, who's doing very well for us. Anytime Steve has players, we come in during the recruiting periods when April starts it, and then, you know, we watch them at the Mullins camp or at the Jamborees during July, and then again in September. And Steve's the one that kind of keeps us up to date. You know, we call him first, and he'll let us know if he has any Division I players. You know, he has several right now, some young kids to go along with the sophomores he has, and so we kind of find out from him first, but then we have to go evaluate ourselves, and that's why I'm here myself to do evaluation. I was at their Odessa game, and so you'll see me here 3 or 4 times just trying to evaluate these kids. And so you kind of find out when you first see him, but you got to make sure he's not just having a really good game that night.
Right.
Or, you know, if the kid has a bad game, you got to give him a second chance. You got to come back. So it's kind of a long process. It takes you some time, but when you do want him, you got to tell him. I mean, we got to tell the coach. So if you want to get good in there, and a lot of coaches are wishy-washy, and we'll go back and forth. And, you know, Steve could tell you how many guys come, hey, I want so-and-so. And a month later, well, we don't know if we want them. And you can't do that with these kids. You got to make up your mind. When you want them, you want them. And so we always start out, though, before they come, Steve's like, hey, I got a freshman you need to watch. And so that's how the process starts. And that's how it starts for all the junior colleges. We got a lot of good connections junior college-wise, and we'll call their coaches, hey, do you have any new freshmen we have to watch, or do you have any sophomore transfers coming in? And that's how we get it, the process going, and then it's up to us to figure if they're good enough to play for us.
And I don't want to get you in trouble, Coach, but are you allowed to talk about, I guess maybe stepping outside of the head coach and then kind of analyze it for me, what do you see Coach Green's group doing? Who do you like, player-wise?
I really can't name names.
I got you, buddy. I mean, put you on the spot, yeah.
But, they got a big kid who we like.
Miles Walker, yeah.
Of course, a couple guards, freshman guard that can really shoot it very well. And then, of course, they got a sophomore that everybody's looking to try to sign, this spring. But Steve does a very good job. He gives, usually his teams are loaded. He's got kids that can play at all different levels at Division I. And so he's just